man tries to take their discovery of something in time and try to make it a starting point based on what they understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing is, okay, let's just call it, like they said, empirical evidence based on what they've studied. Just because you discovered what you discovered at that point of time does not mean that it has not always existed.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and this is why man has to be so careful, because when God set this thing in place from the beginning, it has been in motion since the beginning. God is force. Everything has emotion about it. Time is always moving. We're always moving. The whole infrastructure, our cells through our body is always moving. Right. This heart muscle that's pumping is moving. All this force, something is pushing that. The winds, it blows to and from. Force is pushing that. We create vehicles. The gas pedal, there's a force. What is a force? You can't see the force, but as soon as you press that gas pedal, something hits into.
That's powerful. Yeah.
You put in reverse, it's force that's moving everything. One of my favorite things to watch, Nick, I love planes. I love to watch planes take off. I love to watch rocket ships take off. And what is an airplane, although a passenger plane isn't that, doesn't have as much of a violent takeoff, but a rocket ship has a very violent takeoff. And when you watch that rocket ship as it's aligned straight up, it's a lot of science that goes into that. A lot of science that goes into it.
Yes.
That rocket ship is standing straight up, but it's a tower that's holding it up, Nick.
Right.
And it's so much forces that has to that has to propel and be used to send that rocket ship straight up, because it's breaking through gravity, another force that's trying to pull it down.
Mercy.
Nick,
wow.
That's the same thing even with an airplane, a passenger plane. Man, when that plane gets ready to take off, it starts out slow, but it picks up speed. It has to pick up enough speed so it can break through the gravitational pull, and to lift up or go against. It's a force, two forces colliding. To go through the gravitational pull so it can get up out of the air and literally get above gravity so that it can fly across and take you to where. Force is in everything.
Right.
God, who created that force? God. God is the originator force factor. So we have force that is always at work. And I don't want to stay there. God created action. Everything that we do requires action. There's unseen action.
Yeah.
And then there's action that is manifested within reality. One of the most pronounced creation of our beings is our imagination. There's some action that goes on in our imagination. A lot of action that goes on. And everything that we see around us that's created around us started out in the minds, in somebody's imagination.
That's facts.
They had to imagine it.
That's facts.
And one of the things I've often taught is that everything that we see pen to paper started in the action place of the mind. It was imagined, then it was put on paper. So there is this constant form of action that's going around. Your behaviors, action.
Right.
How you respond, action. In even man, in the things that we do, you cook, you clean, all to the basic thing. You can get down to the very just basic fundamental things.
Right.
All requires action. Who created the ability to act? Because really, when you act, you're just animating thoughts. But it all goes back to a mind that created that mind, so that mind could imagine what it actually manifests into reality, so that it could be seen perceptually, visually within the actual real world, to which we know as action. God created. That's the reason why some of the most unique artists and some of the most great actors,
Right.
man, they're gifted in acting. and it's captivating. And so that's the reason why even action has power behind it. Action has a lot of power behind it. That's the reason why if you respond in certain ways and with certain behaviors, once it has been put out there, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you gotta be careful in how you respond to even your wife, your child, and behaviorally, not just what you say verbally, but even behaviorally, because you could say one thing, but your gestures,
Right.
your actions say different.
Right.
And so this idea of actions, man, is something that was also created by God. And then God created the heavens.
Yeah.
Now,
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
one of the greatest studies of humanity has always been the cosmos, the heavens.
So the heavens, how would you put it in scientific? Like, so you said in the beginning that's time, and the heavens will be considered
The cosmos.
the cosmos. Okay.
Yeah. Or the universe.
Okay. Or space. We call
Or
it outer
space.
space.
We call
Yeah,
it space.
Yeah. We call that's outer space.
Outer space, universe, the cosmos, cosmology, the study of the cosmos, universe, the study of outer space has always been one of the most profound wonders of human study. Because we can't truly understand because we don't know enough about it.
So let me ask you a question. Do you believe that's what in the Tower of Babel, that's what they was doing? Because you said something, and you said something about our imagination. You know, we start to think certain things, and we start to act. Do you believe like that's what was going on around the Tower of Babel after God flooded the earth? Like they started like go all the way. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know we're talking about you know why there's no empirical evidence, but I think this still ties in because you're talking about space. We went from time to now space. So do you believe that's one of the things that they were doing? Their curiosity wanted to go. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
So based on my studies with the Tower of Babel,